There are a couple of ways to find and search for interesting projects on Scratch. When you first sign into Scratch, there will be a list of featured projects which will change periodically. I'm going to scroll down just a little bit and you can go through these and look at the information, and once you're interested in one, you can go in and look at it closer by clicking on it. I've clicked on the graphing calculator. And it will bring up the project. There's some good notes and credits on here that you can look at while waiting for the project to load in. Depending on your internet connection, how many scripts and how many sprites there are, it may take a little time for the project to load in. Also, while the project is loading, you can look and see how many people have favorited the project, how many people have loved it. You can look and see, you can add this project to studios, which we'll talk about more later. Here's the embed code to embed the project on other websites. You can report anything that's inappropriate. Also, you can tell how many total views there have been of the project, and you can see how many remixes there have been of this project. You can also look at comments that other Scratchers have made about the project. Up here it tells you the username, and if this is a project that you really like, you can click on the username. You'll get a little bit information about the user, and you can decide if you want to follow the user. If you follow a user, anything that they do will show up on your main window in Scratch as a project that's listed. I'm just going to go back. Once the project is loaded, you can read the directions to see what to do on this project. And this has some graphing functions that are equations that are built into it, and the directions allow you to look at that information to see what's new and improved, and then how to actually use it. And here are the equations that it shows. So you could go through the steps then of clicking the flag, inputting which equation you would want to graph, and then you would get the chance to put in the information for the variables, and it would graph it. If you like this project, just a minute here, you can put a favorite here and click on it. If you want to see more projects by the same individual, you have a little bar down at the bottom of your screen with a triangle that you can click on to expand, and it shows some more projects by that individual. I'm just going to click on favorite for right now. And to get back to any projects that you have favorited, you can go up to your username in the upper right corner, click on the drop down and go to Profile. This is where you can put information about yourself, and you can update it. I occasionally try to go in and update my information. You can feature a project that you really like that you've done. It shows your shared projects, and then it shows your favorited projects. So this is a place where you can go and look through and scroll, and here's the one that I just favorited. Now I've got 162, that's a lot to go through, and there are other ways that you could collect your favorites. You could put them in a studio, and we'll have more information about that later. This is just a way from your Scratch page to look at some interesting projects and get some ideas. You can also on this page go into a studio and see if there is something in a certain studio that you are interested in. A studio is a collection of projects. Another way to search is to go to the Explore tab. If I click on Explore, it will take me to a screen where I can look at all projects that are brought up here. I can search for animations, art, games, music, or stories. It also gives me the opportunity to look at individual projects or studios. For example, in games, if I'm working with students and they're interested in making a certain type of game, I might go into a game and look at projects, or I might go into the studios to look at a lot of the games at one time. And depending on the name of the studio, you can decide which one you might want to go into. And these are brought up, there's a search algorithm that they use to try to bring up some of the ones that are studios and projects that are most viewed and favorited. I'm just going to click on this one. It tells me that there's 100 plus projects here. We're waiting for the projects to build in. And then we can go look at them and look at the comments. And again, if we find something that we like, we can go in and look at it closer. We can try it out. We can go to the username of the person and follow them if we're interested. We can look for more projects by that individual. And we can also go inside and take a look at the project. This one is using something called cloud data, where the data, the scores, can get saved. That's kind of a more advanced feature on Scratch, and you have to be a Scratcher for I forget how long before you have access to cloud data. So this one has some fairly simple directions. Press up and down arrow to control the first scratch, the one at the top. Press W and S to control the second scratch, the one at the bottom. So this definitely would be a little bit of multitasking to kind of keep your eye on both of them at the same time. So if you like this one, again, you can favorite it, and then it will be in your profile. There's another way to search in Scratch, and you can type in search terms to do it. You can do this from any screen in Scratch. You'll have the search term window open. So I'm going to type in addition. This will bring me to the Explore window with my search term here, and it will bring up projects and studios that match that search item. So then I can go in and try a game in it. I'll try the addition race. Again, it shows me who created it. It'll show me more projects by them. I'll have my directions on how to start, and there'll be notes and credits possibly too. And I can also look and see how many times it's been favorited and loved, and also how many times it's been viewed and remixed here. So green flag to start, and just typing in answers. And I'll try and do one wrong. And see what's happening as we go. The faster I am, the faster I'll get to the end. Okay. I'm just going to continue just a little bit more because I'm curious to see what's going to happen. Okay, so I did win. I beat the blue bunny by typing the correct answers there. Again, I'm going to just kind of click on that to favorite it. And then I'm going to come to Ann Nicholson and go to Profile. And when I scroll down, you'll see that it's in my favorited projects. I'm just going to go ahead and show you the difference between my profile and my stuff. You can also get to my stuff by clicking the folder here. This is, as it says, stuff that you have created. I have shared projects, unshared projects, studios, and there's a trash. So anything that you delete goes into the trash. So if you accidentally delete things, you can go back and get them. And I just want to go ahead and show studios. There's other places in this course where we'll mention that, but I want to show it to you. Under My Studios is where you can see studios that you have created or ones that you have been invited to be a curator of. And to create a studio, it's very simple. You just click New Studio. And I might do this to kind of sort. You saw that I had over 100 favorite projects. So if I want to sort them into categories, I can make studios and then put them into those studios. Studios can be set up so that anyone can add things to them or just you. So I'm going to call this Elementary Math. And I'm not going to click on any curators. I'm not going to add any curators, but I could, if I knew someone's username, I could add them as a curator and they could put things in. I'm not going to click allow anyone to add projects. I'm just going to click on add projects, and this will show me my projects, my shared projects, my favorites, and my recent views. So I'm just going to go to my favorites, and there's the addition race. So all I have to do is click add, and it'll pop in there. I won't put in the graphing calculator in the elementary math one though. So then I can go ahead and, as I find elementary math projects, I can go ahead and put them in here. And then when I want to look at just math, it's a little easier to find them. So in review, you can search Scratch from any page by just clicking on in the search screen. You can also explore featured projects, or you can go into the Explore window and look for categories such as animation, arts, games, music, and stories.